All right, part two of our double feature that we did tonight in theaters is Death of a Unicorn. The other one we saw was The Woman in the Yard, which we just reviewed. So if you wanted to hear our thoughts on that, you can click over on the other video. So, the new Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd, A24 film about the death of a unicorn. I mean, it's funny, the Woman in the Yard, the death of a unicorn, like, the plots are kind of in each of these
Yes,
titles,
yeah, they
right?
are.
You can kind of, but anyway, we have Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd. They
Yeah.
are father and daughter,
hmm
and they're heading up to meet business associates of his, or his bosses, should I say, and he's trying to land some big thing with them, make a bunch of money, become, I don't know if he's trying to become a partner or just like he's
He
being,
is,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever it is. And they all, while they're on the way there in their car, they hit a unicorn, and it dies. They bring it back, and this unicorn's blood and its body have some pretty magical properties. But, you know, there can be some deadly consequences to killing such a rare and magical beast. This is very much a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And overall, I like the film for sure. I enjoyed it, and there's things I really enjoyed about it, and then there was things I was just kind of like ho hum on. And I
Mm.
think overall, I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's good. Like, it's a good film. And I'll tell you right now, when we went to these two movies tonight, I did not think I'd prefer The Woman in the Yard over Death of a Unicorn, but here we are. I actually did prefer Woman in the Yard.
Mm.
I think for me, I don't know how you felt about this film yet, but for me, I feel like the comedy just didn't land as much as I think it wanted to and it should have.
Mm.
That was an aspect where I was like, I had some moments where I was like, yeah, that's funny. And even everything that was happening, I felt like should have worked and should have made me laugh,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't enough or something.
Mm.
But I am curious on your thoughts. I couldn't really fully read what you were thinking.
Oh, I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was really great. I think both of them are, both films I liked a lot, but they're just totally different films.
Yes.
As far as like the comedy aspect, I thought it worked, but I wasn't laughing out loud or anything, but I rarely do that in movies anyway. And I felt like it was more of, it's like a dry kind of situational humor at times. There is one character that is very comedic. And I thought that the delivery of the lines and everything, I thought that was pretty funny, just because of kind of how ridiculous. It's just sort of
Is
this
this Will
like,
Poulter's?
yeah,
Okay.
sort of the like, characters just acting ridiculous for the situation that they're in, and I guess that's all I'll say. But it worked for me. I thought it worked really well, and I liked all of the drama, like the father daughter drama that was going on. I thought I bought into their relationship and
Yeah.
everything. I really liked the unicorns. I thought that they looked really cool, and I like everything with them. I think the reason I like the movie so much is because it like kind of encapsulates a lot of things that I hate about humans and like how we treat nature, but with like nature ultimately kind of having revenge on greedy humans.
That's fair.
So I I think that there's a really good payoff in the film, for like the behaviors of people in the beginning, and all this stuff, and then what ends up happening to everybody in the end. I liked.
There's a good satirization of the wealthy
Yeah.
and what they would do with something like this,
Yeah.
and shining kind of a light on how ridiculous they are. Um, and yeah, I definitely appreciate that for sure. And I really like this film conceptually. Like, the fact that it exists and got made is very exciting to me. You know, that A24 picked it up, and that it has people like Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd and Will Poulter,
Yeah.
and so I yeah, I don't know. There was something missing for me
Mm.
that just didn't make it work perfectly. There was like a magic ingredient.
Mm.
I think it's maybe because this was a directorial debut.
Mm.
Um, but I don't know. There was a missing element for me. It just didn't go enough.
Mm.
It's such a ridiculous film, such a ridiculous concept, and it's there. It's right there. It's like it kept going and getting to these places where I was like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
right? They have some good kills, and I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh, there's some really good
sweet,
kills.
right? But I would have liked to have seen just a bit more,
Mm.
right? With the jokes, it was like they were taking them to here, and I was like, they'd just be right there. Like I'm right there. I don't know. I felt that's how I felt throughout,
Okay.
but I never was disappointed by anything. I did like A to B to C.
Yeah.
Right? Like I like where we started, I like where it went, and I like how we ended.
Okay.
So I don't really have any complaints about the film narratively.
Yeah.
Like that all worked for me and makes perfect sense, and I was very satisfied with how the events unfolded, how they climaxed and eventually concluded.
Yeah.
All of that stuff worked for me. Totally good, totally with it. I really liked the characters of Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega together.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd is a little less likable than usual, but purposely so.
Yes, definitely.
And it ends up working out.
Yeah.
For it, and then I guess where it's the rich people that just were. I think because I hate the ultra wealthy so much, especially pompous ones like this, that I'm always like, I couldn't even finish the what's that show called that everyone fucking loves?
White Lotus. Oh no!
No,
sorry.
I love White Lotus.
Not White Lotus.
Starts with an S, not Severance.
It's
of course.
the
why am I blanking on this name?
I'm totally. I don't watch it. I haven't watched it, but I know that you watched it. It's like
I can't. I just can't with it. I can't. Succession.
Yeah.
I can't. I fucking okay. I don't want to make this about that, but I fucking hate ultra wealthy people, especially ones who are entitled and think that the world is their playground and everyone owes them something.
Yeah, there's definitely that.
It irritates
some
me
of the characters
to
in this.
death.
Yeah.
And so like it always takes away from comedy for me. I just want them dead. I'm just sitting there the whole time seething.
Yeah, I definitely was really like, I was angered and upset. And I didn't, like, one of the character that I found funny is one of the like really rich people. But I don't know. I think the delivery of his lines and everything, I really liked.
I like Will
but
Poulter.
The rest of them, like I was really annoyed and like upset by them. But that's why ultimately I really like the film, because it has, like I said, such a good payoff.
Yes, it does.
For like everything you want to happen to people, and you're just like sitting there the whole time for like the first half of the movie. And yeah, I don't know. I thought that was very satisfying. But I get it. I think that
I just didn't know how silly the movie was gonna be.
Yeah.
Right, and I was like trying to vibe with its tone because I didn't know where it was gonna go, and maybe expectations, because of what it was, made me in a different headspace than it ended up being, and that's my fault, not its fault.
I mean,
so I think maybe on a second watch, I would just be like rolling with it and being like, "What was I talking about? This is much better." So I'm close to where you're at. I'm at like a 3.54 ish. I'm not really sure where I'd rate it on Letterboxd, but I'm right in between those, which is not bad at all.
Yeah, no, it's not.
So, but yeah, man, Jenna Ortega is definitely one of those people who she can play
young,
very
young,
or older looking for sure.
Yeah,
and this, they make her look like they put some acne on her and do her haircut and dress her a certain way where she looks. I mean, if you told me she was 15
Yeah.
in
And
this, I
she's
would
also
believe.
just so tiny too.
Yeah.
I think that it really works for her. But she's great. I mean, I have no complaints or criticisms about her at all. Like, I
No.
think every time I see Jenna Ortega, like, she's just always such a solid actress and, definitely a scream queen at this point in the game for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
So yeah, obviously, I think a ton of people are going to be watching it for her, which I'm glad for because I really liked her character. I mean, her character is the character I related to by far and away like the most in this. I think most people that watch it will probably relate to her character.
Yeah.
She's the very anyway, but yeah, it was great to see her, and like I said, I think her and Paul Rudd do a good job with the father and daughter chemistry and everything. And Paul Rudd's always an interesting actor to me because I do think that he is a really solid like straight actor, but he's such a like I've seen him in so many funny roles, and he really is just like a very good comedic actor. This is a comedic role at times for sure. It's not like completely a straight role, but it's just always kind of funny when he's not the main like clown, because that's where I always see him. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
I always forget this guy's name, but I always love seeing him. Dude with alopecia, friggin'.
Oh yeah,
that's in Gotham as Victor Zsasz, and also in Barry as like the gangster dude. I love that guy. I should know his name.
He did a great job in this.
I feel bad, but he's great in this.
Yeah, I really liked his character and performance.
I have a feeling. Have a feeling the majority, like the general consensus on this movie, is going to be more like mine. That's my. People are going to be like, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed my time with it. Like, I think that's how the majority. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully, I'm wrong. I mean, of course, I always want everyone to love every movie they go into. Why would I ever want anyone to not enjoy their time? But I have a feeling that this is going to be a tad underwhelming for some people who are like going to love it, like that wanted to love it. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope everyone's like, no, man, this is a unicorn of a movie.
Yeah.
Best thing ever.
Yeah.
But what would you do if you found a unicorn? Would you use its magical properties to heal your body?
Are you asking me or them?
You.
Oh, no.
No?
No. I would not.
I mean,
unless it offered,
it didn't hurt them. Yeah.
Unless it offered its magical properties. But otherwise, I would not. I would be like, I would just look at it and be amazed by it, and then let it go away peacefully.
Yeah, as far as the unicorn effects go, there are CG. The kills are, mostly like CG too. There isn't much practical in this film, which I think is a bit of a bummer, but I know it's hard to do something like this practically. Sure. There's some practicals to the film for sure, but there is a decent amount of CG. I like the way it looked.
I do too. I actually thought it looked great. I don't have, I'm not a CG hater. I love practical effects. Like I always, mostly prefer them.
Yeah.
But I don't mind CG when it's done, well, and I liked them in this. So,
yeah. So, yeah. That's that. Death of a Unicorn, A24, putting out some unique films.
Yeah, definitely unique.
Some unicorn films. And I don't know what their next project is, but we pretty much watch everything A24 Neon.
Yeah, we do.
These companies definitely put out some fun things. This is not a waste of your time.
No, definitely not.
As long as you're down for the concept. As long as you're not somebody who's like, I don't like any humor in my horror.
If you don't like horror comedies, don't watch it. That's for sure. But otherwise, it's a recommendation. Definitely check it out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go see a double feature of The Woman in the Yard and Death of a Unicorn.
And then let us know what you think.
Totally different film.
Yeah, very different. But that's kind of fun. It's good. Yeah. That way you don't feel like you're watching the same movie again.
Not even remotely.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So you got an excuse to get out to the theater.
Yes. 2 excuses.
Just dash over to one.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
By dash, I meant like, theater hop. But then one movie doesn't get the money.